Welcome back, you scandalous dungeon dwellers, to another exciting day of Let's Playing Aidyn Chronicles. Today we are picking up last where we left off, where we had just acquired Beckon, the slightly worse version of Aberkin, and we were taking him to Guernia to get his training taken care of. Quite a bit has happened between this episode and the last. About a month and a half has passed, largely due to the holidays and the fact that I obtained a Oculus Quest and have been very, very sucked into and entrapped in the world of VR lately, and so I haven't taken the time to record Aidyn Chronicles. Maybe it hasn't been a month, it's probably just closer to a month. But yeah, Christmas happened, life happened. We got a new camera. Hopefully that will lead to less problems involving the camera on my laptop deactivating for no reason. It's a little bit nicer. I think the frame rate's a little higher. It also has a much wider, well, it's a, what do you call it, 14:9? That's not it. What's the 4:3 is the square, right? Whatever the 12:7, something like that. It's widescreen camera, so have a little bit more wiggle room here. At any rate, we are traveling again to Guernia, mostly for the purpose of gearing up, or rather skilling up Beckon and seeing just what the heck this old man can learn. The Tiger of the Lonely Mountain. I don't think that's what they called him. It was a different name, but altogether the same. We are going to see what this old hero can do. I don't think anything else happened as far as tech. Still recording off the same computer. Hopefully the lighting is working. I'm still sorting that out with the new camera. It is angled a little differently, but otherwise shouldn't really make a big deal. Okay, plenty of goblins. I think I mentioned this last time, but I always imagined that the goblins being on the road was the consequence of you destroying their camp, and now they're scattered about the countryside looking for a new place to live. However, goblins are not new to us, and we are not afraid of them in the slightest. Even battered, so our party B, they pose no real threat. So, plot-wise, I believe we had just been given the Stormbreaker by Uraza, and that was supposedly to keep us safe in something that's going to happen in the future. She was kind of not clear about that. Also, what else was there? Oh, the cat's here. So you hear jingling, I apologize. Wasn't able to split up the cats today because one of them needed to finish eating. Yes? I don't know if you heard that. She just murred. Or meowed, or however you want to describe it. Will you stop whining? Alright. She gets needy sometimes. Anyway. Wait, she's actually meowing. Hang on, I'm gonna make sure she's okay. Alright, she's fine. She was just in a corner meowing because she knew it would get me to come over to her. What were we babbling about? Oh, right, plot. We just received the Stormbreaker from Uraza. Summon is a heal. What else was there? Oh, we're going to the magic school because Ardra supposedly can help us. Ardra was mentioned in one of the books in the Library of Araman as being the lady who took over the school at, Talawalk, right? Talawalk, in spite of being young, and Cardog, the Namer, was not too happy about it, thinking that his own prowess was much greater, and he should have been the shoo-in to choose. However, people decided that he was not particularly good with people or something like that, so he went off to an island somewhere. And that ultimately is our goal, right? We're trying to find Cardog the Namer because reasons? It hasn't really been declared in the plot specifically why, but that is the direction that it is pushing us. The goblins are being particularly annoying just because they're shooting arrows and not walking towards us, so they're making us walk all the way over across the map to get them. Looks like one of the sergeants fleed even before entering combat, which is nice. Hopefully we can get the other one to run away. They're just annoying. Like, they're just standing there shooting arrows. We know they're not going to hit us, but we have to move each and every character painstakingly over to meet them. Otherwise, they won't leave. Yeah, flee, run, fine. Now you have a brain. But yeah, considering that Ardra at least was associated with Cardog, or Cardaug, I don't know how you pronounce his name. It stands to reason that probably she knows at least a hint of where the old namer is. Okay, good. The other poisoner or sergeant or whatever that picture was fled. Alright. Garbage gear, we'll just sell it. Right, we should probably heal. Oh, right. Beckon doesn't know heal. No. Alaron's too tired. Alright. We'll just do this a couple 70 times. Alright, good enough. Let's go ahead and save the game. What are we looking at? 17 hours? Oh, 17 hours of our life we're never going to get back. Okay. Looks like we're back where... Shoot. Seems to be back in the location of Alaron's burned down home village? How did we get here? Or is this just some place that looks like that and it's not really? I'm pretty sure this is a... yeah. I think this is nearby where Alaron's burned down. I can't remember the name of it. The one with the monument in it. Are we even going the right direction? Guernia is to the west. I'm pretty sure we're going the right direction. We don't need to check the map. For adventure! And long walks. If there was a dating service in Aidyn, it would just... everyone's profile would say, enjoys long, aimless walks. Wading knee-deep through monsters. Through rats and cave bats. Oh my goodness, please don't lead back to the beginning of the game. Oh my... yeah, we're back at the very beginning of the game. Alright, let's get out of here. I always get lost in these stupid woods. Even though I've been here 10,000 times, I can never seem to navigate them. Criminy. Now I know we've got to be going in the wrong direction. I think if we go straight here, it'll lead us out of the woods. I think. Yeah, this is an alternate path. Like, I think if you try to leave the forest this way at the beginning, somebody blocks your way. I don't remember why. There's like an NPC telling you can't go further. In fact, did we ever even explore this direction? I know there's a rope or something. Like, Brenna's supposed to be able to get a rope that increases her thief stat by 2, which I'm kind of upset we didn't find. I wonder if this is where it is. Well, that's a lot of wolves. I mean, we're not afraid of them. It could have been, what is this, 10? It could be 10, it could be 100, it wouldn't matter, but... still a lot of wolves. Good excuse to get Beckon out and stretch his legs. We'll need to start shaping him into something usable. Otherwise, he's going to be a big liability. Dead wolf. Nice. It stands to wonder whether we should just fireball these things, but fireball costs. It really is like a gold cost, right? Like, I lost my pamphlet. I don't know where it is. It has been a while since we've recorded. So it's probably in my coat or something. I'm not going to drag it out. But it was something like, what, 140 gold per spice? So like anytime I want to use fireball, I have to just dump 140 gold on the ground. Which is not like we need the gold for that much at this point of the game anyway. Considering that it's probably really just magic spells at this point that's going to be hurting our wallet. Can't your wolves flee? Haven't you seen your friends die? I'm just going to keep skipping the turn until they get over here. I don't see the point in moving all our guys. But yeah, at this point, probably... maybe we'll move Brandon. She deals the most damage. At this point, we'll probably... What'll hurt the bank the most is finding people who are willing to train us in magic, and then buying their services. The wolves insist on still coming. Maybe that'll scare them away. No. Fine. Beckon seems to at least hit hard enough. 35 on the weaklings. He was having a lot of trouble with those Chaos Warriors, though, wasn't he? Oh, disgusting. How can you miss a wolf, Brett Beckon? It's interesting. Beckon's model seems to be wearing chainmail. As opposed to, like, plate mail or something. Well, at least we're stockpiling EXP for the trainers back in Guernia. Now, we were here, right? Because there's, like, herbs. Or there were herbs over there. I think this is confirmation that herbs don't respawn. Further putting a big question mark on the ranger skill. It's so easy to get lost in this game. Spent quite a while wandering around aimlessly. I think looks like we're on the right path now, though. This should get us out of the forest and back to Guernia, as long as we're heading westerly, right? No! Guernia is to the east! Gosh, I'm an idiot. Why do I always mix up my east and west? If you've ever watched, not that I'd necessarily recommend it, because it is quite a long slog through a black and white text-driven adventure. If you've ever watched my Avendar Let's Play, I'm constantly swapping east and west in that as well. I wish I knew why I did that. I think my dad had trouble with that as well. Getting his lefts and rights mixed up. Alright, well, we've cleared out most of the monsters at this point, so it's probably just a bit of a walk before we encounter anything interesting. At least we're on a path. Right? Surely we can't get lost on a path. I think there was a... Wasn't there like a chest around there that we couldn't open? Maybe that's somewhere else that I'm thinking of. I do know I'm a bonehead and I need to level up thief, not mechanic. Okay, a sign. A sign! Yeah, okay. That's right, there's a waterfall over here and an ogre that we killed by climbing back behind the waterfall. A little misty this morning in Aidyn Chronicles, not real world. Of course, that could just be the load distance. No, because they're not afraid to let things pop in. I don't know. I don't know. It's probably not misty. It's probably just the load distance. All the colors on the monitor are brighter now, so I'm like seeing things. I'm like, oh, there are trees back there. That's right. Ye old pile of dirt. We never made use of that chaos sword. We never needed to. Oop. Makes me wonder if we should. Who would use it? Not Alaron. Alaron's definitely not a melee fighter in this game. Brenna's sitting just fine with the Warfang. I guess maybe Rita could use it. Beckon's clearly going to use axes. Yeah. I guess no one really needs the Chaos Sword. We have a wide spread of weapons. Brenna with blades. Rita staves. Alaron throne and Beckon hafted. That's the four types, right? I think. I don't think there's anything beyond those. So theoretically we should always have someone who equips one of each weapon type. Till we get rid of Beckon. We might not get rid of Beckon. Might be interesting to go through the entire game with him. Never have. Never even came close. I usually just ditched him for Arturo. I think we're going to have to not get Arturo. I think I already said that, but yeah, if we're going to spend all this time going back to Guarnia for Beckon, we're not going to get Arturo. Ah! Bring in those trumpets. Listen to those melodic brass tones. Truly a thing of beauty. Actually kind of is after walking through such silence. Okay, it is technically nighttime. Must be midnight. So let's go out here and just take a snooze, and hopefully the trainers will be awake when we come back into town. There we are. Nice and bright. Hello, obligatory NPC that is always at the front entrance of every town in an RPG. Welcome to Corneria. I like swords. So how does this work? Does Alaron just kind of sneak into town? Is everyone like, oh, like, aren't you Alaron? Didn't you go on a mighty quest? No, shh, I'm not here. What was that old man with you? It's no one. No one at all. Alright. We'll train back in here. He can learn alchemy. No, he cannot. He can learn diplomat, which is absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. So naturally we're gonna get it. Healer. I think everyone in the game can learn healer. Lore master. Okay. Mechanic. Alright. He already knows ranger and stealth. He can learn thief. Alright, alright. Thief is not bad. Already knows warrior. Cannot learn wizard. Already knows hafted. Cannot. Already knows missile. Can learn pole. Cannot use swords or throne. How about shield? Oh, he already knows shield. Okay. Well, that's about what we expected, right? Didn't we assume that he was going to be able to learn thief? So I guess it's not much of a surprise. But I guess that's Beckon. He's just kind of a guy who can learn a couple more combat or utility. What am I saying? Utility skills than Aberkin? What does Aberkin have on Beckon at this point? Does he even have anything? It almost just seems like a difference. Like, I think Beckon, because he learns the thief stat, is going to ultimately be a better fighter. However, Beckon will never be able to use your swords. He also can't learn throne, which, big deal. Like, you're not going to have Beckon use throwing weapons. You want him in people's faces. Yeah, that's everything. Huh. Alright. Well, at this point, we're free to just spend our EXP however we want now. He can learn Diplomat, which is just disgusting. Why would anyone want to know Diplomat? I think everyone can learn Merchant and Healer, though. I don't know. Maybe there's some character, like a random character out there. Don't we get... We haven't ran into him yet, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I'll just bring it up because it's on my mind now. There's a character that joins your team that you're not supposed to be able to keep. But, you know, it's Aidyn Chronicles, so the game is riddled with bugs. And the game is only scripted to make him leave your party if you cross over certain points on the map. And because that forest that you start out in is so complicated, I think the devs actually missed one of the paths you can take out of the forest, and if you take this very specific path, you can keep him throughout the entire game. It's kind of neat. But I was wondering if he could learn Healer or Merchant or something, but oh well. So where are we headed? We are now finally, after 17 plus hours, headed to Talawalk. I'm excited. The beginning part with the goblins, I've probably done that so many times. It's really this point of the game, I feel like, where you start getting into the game. Yeah, think about that for a commitment. You're not really into the game until you've blown 17 plus hours of your life. Keep in mind, if this is your first time playing this game, it's probably taking you longer than 17 hours. As you aimlessly walk around and have literally no clue what you're doing. Are we even going the right way? This is going to take us to Araman, but I don't think we want to go to Araman. Or, no, I don't think we don't want to go to Araman. I know we don't want to go to Araman. And this is going to take us back to the forest. We want to go south. We want to go a little bit west and then south. Can we go south from here? Maybe we could go back and look for that rope. It's like the only place in the game you can find rope. It's apparently so useful, it grants +2 thievery. I don't know where it is. I could be backtracking for no reason. This could be a complete waste of time. Let's check the map. Really looks like we need to go hard west and then just south, because it's like the road forms a T. Alright. We're going to trust the map. We're going to go west. Even though I know if we go too far west here, we're just going to run into that path at the beginning of the game that we started out in. We want to head south when we can. Is this a southward path? Hey, wait a minute. Maybe this is where we go. Stupid farms around Guernia are a death maze. Filled with goblins, wolves, and cave bears. Oh, and minotaurs. Don't forget the minotaurs. That's a common sight around Aidyn. Just wandering packs of minotaurs. Would they even be packs? Herds! Herds of minotaur. Why do humans create different words for counting things? We just create the same word for counting groups of everything. Like, oh my goodness, it's worse in Japan. I swear there's like a counting word for every object. Like, a difference between counting cylindrical objects and circular objects that are also simultaneously small, so you can't use the same word to count pencils that you can, like, small balls or something like that. Oh, we already opened this. We must have been here. That's okay. I think we bypassed the forest by coming this way, so I think we're in good straits. What's down here? You think it's worth going down there? It's gotta be something, right? It's hard to tell because the chests don't pop in until you're closer to them. Oh. Well. Great minds of past Ian and present Ian think... Or, Chezni! My name's Chezni, not Ian. Shh, you didn't hear that here. Present Chezni and past Chezni think alike. I know who I am. The rain's kind of nice. A little bit soothing. Okay, Araman and... Oh, would you like Araman or Araman? Oh wait, here's something. Let's go fight an ogre, just for funsies. See how fast we take this guy. Oh, there's only two. I was hoping for a pack of ogres. Or a den. A flock? I don't know. A tribe. Clutch. Alright, I'll stop. I'll stop. Something fun about killing an ogre quickly because they're so big. They feel like they should be really strong, and then you're just downing them and like they're nothing. Oh! Oh! Whoa! Hey! Are these guys actually a threat? That was like half of Brenna's HP. Maybe a little more. Oh well. Okay, Beacon, what do we want to do with you, buddy? What do we want to do with you? Missile. I think they gave him Missile because he's supposed to be like a ranger. Typically, you think of rangers as being like your Aragorn archetype, using both sword and shield. And, bows and arrows, but it just doesn't translate mechanically into Aidyn Chronicles. You're never going to give Beacon a bow or something. You're just going to want to have him charging straight into the enemy. All of his skills are bad. Plus he can't learn magic, so there's just no point. Because we just crank up his dexterity. Good enough. What was it? Go over to the other character. What? Do I not have my buttons set up right? Oh, there they go. Okay, Brenna. Right, we were just putting points into Thief, I'm pretty sure. Maybe we were saving up for something else? If we were, oh well. Thief isn't bad. Rita. What were we doing with Rita? Was it alchemy? Could have been. Probably alchemy with Rita. Keep going in that direction. I know Alaron, we were getting some of these spells up. I'll probably just save up for Wizard. Wizard 7. The student surpasses the master. Again, we want to go south, so let's just try going south for, on this non-path direction. Nice little river over here. No, we should probably heal Brenna. Considering she took that meaty hit from that ogre. I have an ogre slaying knife. Gives me a +7 against ogres. That joke never gets old. Oh. This just leads back to the path. Our route was just a shortcut. Oh, and it bypassed this bear. Hey, bear. I want to backtrack just a little bit to make sure we didn't miss anything. Oh, it's a cave bear. Not that it means anything. Yeah, sadly, the path to Talawalk is a little uneventful. It's filled with plenty of monsters. None of them are particularly new or threatening. The Chaos minions are new. We did run into one group of those, and that was fun. But we won't really get to see too many of those guys until, well, until they make themselves known a little more. Oh gosh. Do you see how they tried to make it look like the trees are tall, but that's just a walled texture that they propped up in the air? Oh gosh. I love it. I love Aidyn Chronicles. There's no doubt in my mind it is my favorite N64 game. Just so many goofy things like that. Bunch of minotaurs. I wish I knew what defined whether or not the enemy's back is turned to you. Perhaps it's... What if it was related to the ranger stat? What if the ranger stat determined your positioning in combat? Because if it did, I'd be a little more amenable to the stat itself. Because getting a first strike in Aidyn Chronicles does mean something. It certainly means that you can thin out the enemy before they even start taking their turns. It means you can kill monsters before they start buffing their allies, or reposition your party before the enemy gets a chance to hit your weakest party member, or something like that. Or split them up if you're fighting something with AoE. I really do feel like the movement in combat in Aidyn Chronicles is both creative and unrestrictive, in the sense that your characters are just moving around in a 3D plane however they want to. There's no grid, there's no... I know this can't be the only game that does it, but not very many RPGs grant this kind of movement in combat. Oh, some herbs. Is this anything useful? Do we need to get rid of some herbs? I just want to make sure we don't pick up a bunch. Yeah, we got 65. We're probably fine. What do we got? 10. Yeah. Alright. What level of curing potion can we make? Let's see here. We can make a restore potion. That's not useful. Defense potion is nice. Curing. Okay, so we can make curing, and that requires 3 herbs and 2 spices. How many of those do we have? Curing, only 2. We really should have Rita make a couple of those. It'll pull us out of bad situations. Okay, I think we have 5 now. There's a burb somewhere. I really don't like these cave bears because it seems like it's only ever one. They're just kind of a giant waste of time. They're not worth much EXP. This one's just a regular bear. It's gonna be worth even less. I mean, I guess I get it, right? Like, fine, you wouldn't find a herd of bears, but maybe the way to do it would have been make the bears, I don't know, less frequent but more threatening? Or make the cave bears more threatening, like give them a bunk load of HP or something. I don't know. I guess that would just make the fight last longer. Wouldn't necessarily make them harder. I don't know where we're going, guys, by the way, so... Oh, a circle? Wait, what is this? Not a place we've been yet. Ooh, is that a ogre boss or an ogre chieftain? Or I can't remember what the upgrade is called. The big one with the shoulder plates. Ogre boss. Apparently they throw hatchets. Alright. Maybe this will be a little spicier than normal. Watch, we're gonna go over there and just own him. I love that picture, though. Look at that picture on the top right. Top left. Top left. He just looks so angry. Anyway, we know ogres themselves are no trouble, so unless the ogre boss pulls out anything fancy, which he did not, he decided to calmly walk away in disgust as his brethren fall. Let's see if Alaron can hit him. Yes, but not very much damage. What is he doing? Where are you? Oh, okay. The AI was just trying to reposition itself so it could throw an axe. Probably got confused along the way. Maybe we'll have Beckon fight this one alone, and then we'll just have Brenna run past. Although, the backstab is prime here. Yeah, let's do that instead. Alaron isn't going to be able to deal much damage, but oh well. It's chip damage at least. Okay, respect. This guy can take a hit. Not impressed by his hatchets, though. Come on, swap to... Swap to... I know you have to have an axe or something. Swap to your axe. Make this a fight. Whatever. Brenna's probably just gonna KO this thing. Oh, no. Still alive. There we go. What is that thing? I don't know. It looks like a cleaver or something. Hard to see from that angle. Alright, so we know bandit bosses aren't too bad. No, 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 no. Come on, we're so close on that wizard skill. Okay, so we found an outcropping with a, oh, I remember this. Okay, yeah, we come down here and I think we find something magical. I think. Brenna picks the lock. A wizard hat, yeah. You're a wizard, Harry. I think this thing just gives us a spell battery. Let's see here. Spell battery of 15. Oh, +1 on the wizard. Alright. Definitely makes sense to give that to Alaron. I mean, I know Rita is coded as our wizard, but Alaron, mechanically speaking, is definitely our wizard right now. Okay, so he's got a level 7 now, and then when we put points, he'll be up to 8. It's pretty good. 10 being the max. I don't know if 11 gets you anything. Depends. It's hard to know, but like, you know, do the spells in Aidyn Chronicles scale, is there a soft cap or is there a hard cap? That looks like a... Is that a dire wolf or is that just a regular wolf? That's just a regular wolf. A singular... Oh, this is not worth our time. Wolf, can you just... leave or something? You have the decency to walk up to Brenna. Mazel tov! Excelsior! Other word that means wonderful. Poor wolf, he just had this little outcropping was his home. All he was doing was guarding the entrance to his home. I think this is a new place. I don't think we've been here. I'm not particularly familiar with this location either. Ugh, another... Let's get this over with. Where's the bear? Have you seen Hairless Bear? To this day, I still don't understand. Does anyone know that joke? Okay, so in Psychonauts, there's this... I think he's... Is he Russian? There's a character in Psychonauts, the kid with the big hat, and he's always walking around asking Rasputin, "Have you seen Big Hairless Bear?" And Rasputin generally just kind of ignores him because I don't think Rasputin knows what he's talking about. I certainly... Is that a reference to something? A hairless bear? Did that just go over my head in the game? I don't think you ever find a hairless bear. Or if you do, I didn't realize it was a hairless bear. Fingers crossed for the Psychonauts sequel, though, guys. It's only been, you know, like 20 years. No, it hasn't been that long. It's probably been closer to like 15. A masterpiece. We should probably do a let's play of that. Although I think at this point everyone's already seen it. It's also a game that's not worth 100%ing. Collecting all the figments of imagination are just... a trial, to say the least. The payoff is not that good either. I think I've already had this conversation. Have I already had this conversation? Hopefully I haven't had this conversation in this Let's Play. But if you've already heard this, me go off on this tangent before, I apologize. I sympathize. Sympathize isn't the right word. Oh. Is the countryside just riddled with wild animals that are hungry? There are more hostile animals than people. I really don't understand this one, though. I mean, okay, fine. A bear, fine. But a wolf? The wolves around Grania already ran in packs larger than that. Why put a single wolf in the player's path, other than just to waste their time? I don't know what's over here. I don't know if there is anything over here. Oh, a ladder. Okay. Oh, pouch? No, let's make sure Brenna's stamina is up. It is. Alright. She should be able to unlock this, right? Or disarm it. What? What? Go through all the trouble of making a ladder that leads up to a cliff, and all there is 750 gold. Come on, man. That's lame sauce. Gold is such an easy gift to give a player, and it means so little. It's just a number. Like, obviously in real life you'd be happy to find 750 gold because it would mean, like, you know, 750 gold's worth of work that you don't have to do, but we don't have to pay for rent or eat or sleep in Aidyn Chronicles, so much less exciting. Harpies cast tap stamina. I don't remember that. I don't remember harpies ever being particularly dangerous, and they're kind of an uncommon enemy in general. It does seem that we're fighting at night, so Beckon should get an advantage, but the rest of the party has a disadvantage. But yeah, I'm pretty sure harpies are just kind of worse versions of hobgoblins. I didn't remember that they cast tap stamina, but the fact that they do lends me to compare them to hobgoblins. Also, they are failing all of these casts, which makes me wonder if they are of a solar affinity as well. And if memory serves, they don't have very much HP. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that Rita's stick and I thought she had a javelin for a moment. Yeah, I really feel like these harpies needed something to distinguish themselves from the... Whoa! Bless me. From the hobgoblins. Like, perhaps they cast a sleep spell, or... You know, typically harpies have been characterized as singing, right? So, perhaps one of them casts Troubadour, and the others fight on with the benefit of Troubadour or something. It wouldn't make a ton of sense, but at least it would be something. Also, they don't appear to actually be bird people, they just have a bird hat on their head. There's a giant rat down there. I'm not interested in it. Oh, can we go in here? We can. It has music! How bizarre. What the heck did we find here? It looked like a rat. No, scorpions. Okay. Huh. Why is Beckon's stamina so low? Did he get hit? I don't remember him ever getting hit. It's also really choppy in here. So we'll have him attempt to heal himself. Fails to perform the healing. Alright, fine. He's a little low on HP. I don't know if scorpions are going to give us trouble or not. They're large scorpions, if that matters. Okay, well. If we just hand deliver Beckon at low HP, we'll probably have trouble. I think we're going to have to cast Air Shield just to play it safe. No one else needs it, but if we can throw it on Beckon, it might keep him alive long enough to have him either run away or use a curing potion. We could have Brenna run over and backstab the one that's messing with Beckon, but I think we want Brenna over here to intercept the others. Oh, they do not have much HP. Okay, never mind. Crisis averted, there's nothing to worry about. Oh. But they do hit. Lovely noise. Yes, I too think of scorpions as making that sound when they get hit. Admittedly, perhaps the scorpions are more dangerous than I give them credit for. Brenna has air shield on her, and she just got hit twice for 15. In fact, that will kill her, right? Like, if that happens again, we should probably have Alaron attack the one that she's attacking. Hopefully we'll get a kill. Good, good. Okay, so Scorpions seem to have a good chance to hit, and they hit kind of hard. Their weakness being their HP is not high. Nor does it seem that their defense is particularly admirable. Also, Beckon seems to be doing fine as long as he's facing the Scorpion. We did boost his dex, so I'm sure that's helping. Oh my goodness, why do I feel like Rita is not gaining any EXP? Okay, we're 8. 8 in the realm of wizardry. I've got some chitinous plates. Brenna can make armor with those, although probably the armor is no good. Alright. Slightly dangerous trap. I don't think we need to worry about traps anymore. Mirror scroll. Does Alaron know mirror? He does not. Why don't we teach it to him? Pardon me. Rita has learned stupidity. Okay, well, I'm gonna mirror scroll out of that. Not too bad. That's a lot of bats. These are darkened bats. So, assumedly, they are slightly more dangerous than regular bats. Oh, only one of them is a darkened bat. The others are giant bats. Holy mother of pearl! Okay. Alright, you have my attention. You have my attention, game. What do? We have two options. Buff and heal, or just go straight for the kill on the darkened bat. Those other bats are basically not in this battle, so we only have to consider the darkened bat. We don't care that the other bats are going to go and attack Beckon. Try and fireball it. I don't think we can do it though without hitting our own allies. No, that looks like it counts. Is this a good time for a fireball? Sure, why not? Okay, 48. Yeah, okay, I think we can kill it. Yikes. 40 whatever damage it dealt to Beckon. Reinforcements decided to flee. Okay, so as long as the reinforcements aren't darkened bats, which are apparently terrifying, then we have nothing to worry about. Guess we get the double throw. Oh, come on, Alaron. You can't hit the weakest enemy in the game. Giant bat, giant bat, giant bat. We're fine. Why are they not fleeing? We're getting a lot more movement out of Beckon now that we've pumped up his dex. We should probably start At some point, we need to do a shift where we just give everyone good decks. I know I've said it before, but it is the master stat. Gives you just so much of everything. Defense, movement, range, number of turns per combat. Okay, so message received. We will respect Darkened Bats. Lost in here. Maybe not. Is this nothing? Guys, I can't. I'm hitting the button. I'm not getting anything. Okay. An empty pouch. You get nothing! You lose, sir! Oh. Nope, just regular bats. Had a moment of panic. Might even want to boost Brenna's dex. I feel like she kind of, her circle of movement isn't amazing. It's probably her armor. Well, no, because we gave her dragon leather, right? It shouldn't even be affecting her dex. Maybe her dex just isn't high. Or maybe like so many other things, I'm overanalyzing it. Ha! Darkened Bat flees. The reinforcement was a Darkened Bat. Let's, We'll make the next big plunge and give Rita Alchemist 6, and then we'll boost her dex. Let's get everyone to 25? 24, maybe? I feel like 24 is good. Oops. Right. Look at some Darkened Bat hide. I think that confirms that if an enemy flees, you still get their gear, because we did not even kill a single Darkened Bat, yet we got its hide somehow. Boots of Adamant are interesting, but I think the whole party already has them, don't they? Boots of Adamant. Oh, you're wearing leather boots for some reason. Oh. So we don't have everyone geared up with Boots of Adamant. Alright, my apologies. It is something usable. Who do we want with the defense? Probably Beacon, since he's going to be our main tank guy. Overall, this has been a nice little treasure trove. Seems like we've gone full circle, though. Oh, here's a new room. What the? Is that a Lamia? No, a Medusa. We'll want to save? I don't really remember how hard a Medusa is. Let's try to see if we can sneak up on her. Okay, where's she going? In a circle, apparently. Oh my goodness. I'm hitting the A button. I'm trying to encounter her. There we go. Oh, come on! It's a Gorgon. Frozen Doom. Oh my goodness, no. No. Okay, Frozen Doom. Alaron is effectively dead now. He can't participate in the combat anymore. This is actually a little terrifying. We need to kill these Gorgons, and we need to kill them quick. Enemies that do this kind of thing are not to be messed around with. Essentially, there are a set of spells that just do this. They just take a character out of combat. And there's very few... Oh, no, not Brenna. This might be the first time we die. I don't... Can we flee? Yeah, I think we just have to flee. Okay. We just can't... It's just... It's an instant death. There's no counterplay. Other than just having the willpower to resist the spell. Or... I think one of them you can break out of. Like, there's one called Starlight Web, which I think your characters will cut their way out of eventually. But yeah, seriously. It's not... It's rough stuff. And now I'm lost. So I think what we need to do is... Man, what can we do? How do we negotiate this? We could run the battle back and forth a couple times to see if maybe we can get lucky on one of the casts and manage to resist Frozen Doom. Also, if Alaron isn't targeted first, I think he just unloads Fireball, right? Or Mirror, but Mirror isn't leveled up, so probably Fireball. Oh, good. Good. Okay. I think we're in this now. Resists? Oh. Okay, well, we got one off. Oh, man. Take Beckon. Take Beckon first. We don't want Beckon. There we go. Rita is also more expendable. Is Frozen Doom... Do you think that's elemental? Let me think. No. Yes? Okay, Bone Walls is Necromancy. Starlight Web is Star. Can't remember what the other one is. I don't think there is another one. I think these are the three. And then Frozen Doom has to be elemental, right? Can't get a backstab. But I don't want to waste Brenda's turn because we're on a clock. Okay, alright. That was good. Yes! Yes! I think that bought us the time we need. Okay, perfect. I think we got this. Like, even if that other one Frozen Dooms us, I think we have enough people that we can outlast her. Oh, and she did it on Rita. That's the better target out of the three of us. Well, then again, Alaron doesn't exactly bring home the bacon with his damage. Haha! Success! A meager 6,000 EXP. Come on! We risked our life for that. Alright, I think with Beckon we just save up for Warrior. And maybe Shield. Yeah, let's go back and forth between Warrior and Shield. We'll get Shield up to 5, and then we'll just go Warrior, Shield, Warrior, Shield. We already have 24 on the decks for Brenna, so Brenna's just going to go back into Thief. It's going to cost 3,600. Rita, I accidentally spent EXP, so now she's even further behind, getting her 5,400. And Alaron, we do want him to go up to 24 decks. Ooh, an enchanted blade? What? 1055 and 4? What? What is an enchanted blade? It's so sad. I think Warfang is still better. The 55 and 4. Less damage than the Chaos Sword, but better to hit. But again, I think Warfang is just better. Yeah, Warfang is already 55 and 4. With plus 15 spell battery, not that Brenna's ever going to use that. And plus 2 warrior, plus tap stamina. Yeah, Warfang is too good. It's too good of a sword. I really feel that they should have toned it down a little. Because, like, this enchanted blade is cool, but I'm not going to use it. You know, the only reason we would use the enchanted blade is if we had 2 people who use swords. Which I guess if we had Abrakin and Brenna on the team at the same time we would. But yeah. It's mostly because swords and daggers aren't considered different weapon types. They're just the same weapon types. So you can spec into the low minimum strength for a dagger early on and then just go straight into things like Warfang later. But okay. That was at least an adventure. What's that bridge we crossed? We should probably go back over there and check it out. I think we're gonna have to. I don't think this comes down. Yeah. We're still on the other side of the river. What is that noise? Whatever. Herbs! We're up to 78. I need to use them. That thumping, it wasn't coming up from up on the cliff, was it? No, it doesn't look like we can even get up there. Let me go up here and turn the camera. No, it's probably something down below. How did we get up here? Was it the ladder? Or was there just an outcropping that we've walked up? Yeah, because the ladder was further that way. Alright. We're back where we started. We're a little richer and a little more experienced, though. Can't go in this water. Oh, a bat. Come on. As long as they're not darkened bats, we aren't impressed. How kind of you not to play a death sound effect. So as far as thrown weapons, are we going to get anything better for Alaron other than this javelin we've had since the beginning of the game? It does make you wonder. Okay, a little beach. A rat. Look, unless you're like tomb death rats from the crypts of Egypt, I'm not... Yeah, they're just regular giant rats. Well, alrighty then. Sure, we'll take the one beast hide. I don't know, did they expect the player to try and come this way at the beginning of the game? I guess if we were traveling through here and trying to get to Talawak before going to Araman, or if we just got really lost. And like, I guess you could go up here and try and get the enchanted sword, but that's the problem though, right? Like, I don't think you could kill the Gorgons quick enough right after leaving Guernia to get the enchanted sword. You might as well just go up and fight the goblins at Araman. They're more on level with what you need to be fighting at that point. Nothing over here. I hear footsteps. Oh! Alright. Chaos Scout. Oh, a single Chaos Scout. That's much less exciting. Much less exciting. I was hoping we could get some more Soak gear. I guess that was your mandatory introduction if you didn't go back to Guernia and run into the ones on the road. A new... oh, what? Journal entry. Today I fought some bizarre misshapen creatures. I was scared. I wonder if they are related to the spirit I saw in the woods near the castle, or something else entirely. I see. So that's probably why they stuck the scout there. But Quest 64 has trained me to go into all of the fields and look for secrets in them. Get off the road, there's no place to be wandering around. There are monsters and spirits! Tell me about the spirit. He wants something, that's for sure. He comes around when the sun is setting, gray, misty-like, and everything around him in great circle goes stone cold. He comes, he looks, he don't find what he wants, and he moves on. But it's a bad sign, I tell you. Go home, boy, before you bring some misfortune down on your poor family. Go home. We're going, friend. Where did you see them? You'd think of the forest, wouldn't you? But no, these soulless creatures come right up on the road. Down there, I say, not far from here at all. I offered them my coins, but they didn't want them, did they? Trouble is all they want. Lucky I am to be standing here talking to you right now. What kind of monsters? Goblins mostly, but they're different now. They attack without warning, and they won't be frightened away. One come right onto my land, threatened one of my boys, he did. Thank goodness his brother was out in the field with him. Run to the nearest inn, and be sure you're safe for the night, lad. It's probably referencing the chaos creatures. Path to our right. Farms continue on to the east. We'll take this path. See if there's anything over here. It's quite the clearing. I hear steps, but I don't see anything. Oh. Oh! Well, shoot. That's a Chaos Sorcerer. Okay, they're gonna be hasted. Spellweaver. Okay, so this is where we're gonna have to deal with Starlight Web. Scouts have already done their damage. Their damage is essentially hasting the Spellweaver, and there wasn't really anything we could have done to prevent that. We are gonna drop Fireball. Maybe even Mirror. Mirror is bad. Alright, we're gonna do Fireball just because it's leveled up. We should probably level up Mirror to protect us from things like the Starlight Web strategies. We might have to flee this, I'm not sure. They cast Mirror. Alright, that... What does Mirror even do? I need to read the stats on it. Starlight Web is a star spell. We don't have Verse Star. Could cast Weakness. It's only going to target the scouts, though. I can't stress enough, the scouts really aren't a threat. It's just the Spellweaver in the back. The scouts are getting in our way, though. Mercifully, he passed his turn. We're going to take that as an opportunity to run behind him. Oh, no. Alright, well, let's stab him from the side. Rita can't reach. I know it looks like Beckon was getting hit there, but he's going to be fine. Like, these scouts just can't do enough damage fast enough to be any kind of threat. I am going to attack the scout with Alaron just because I was hoping to free up... Oh, wait a minute. The Spellweaver is going to try and cast Mirror on all of his allies? Shoot. We should have left the scouts alive, I think. Would have wasted the Spellweaver's turn. Well, it's too late for that. We're gonna go straight for the Spellweaver at this point. The only reason we had to deal with the scouts at all is because when they engage you in melee range, they limit your movement. Okay, I think we're fine. The Weaver's just taken too much damage at this point. I kind of want to let him live, just so we can see Starlight in action. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh. Oh, alright. No, he just came up and smacked Alaron in the face. Fine. Man, are these not the ones that cast Starlight? Perhaps not. It's been a little while since I've even fought one. Okay, so maybe that wasn't as bad as I thought. A very dangerous trap again. I think we're going to be fine. 700 gold. Not nearly as valuable as getting some practice fighting a Spellweaver. It's interesting, though, that they tried to cast Mirror on their living scouts. Which makes me think that we should try to keep the scouts alive if we need to stall for time. So what does Mirror do? Creates a shield resistance against the next incoming attack spells. Oh, it's only attack spells? Oh. What's an attack spell? I would assume one that deals damage, and since Starlight, Frozen Doom, and Bone Wall don't actually deal damage, Well, they do. It's really interesting. Frozen Doom doesn't deal damage, but it seems to have a higher rate of success. Or you can't break out of it or something like that. Whereas Starlight Web and Bone Walls, I think damage whoever's inside them for the duration of the spell. But the user gets to use their strength to try and break out each round or something. It's really not explained very well at all. So I don't have the exact details on it, because the game certainly doesn't make it easy to understand. The Chaos Scout. It's probably just a scout alone, or a scout with a small party. Okay, I stand corrected. We're going to see a hasted Spellweaver. This is probably going to play out a lot like the fight we just did. Although if the Spellweaver puts up Mirror... Oh, my apologies, I keep hitting the mic. Might as well have Brenna cast first. Oh, the Spellweaver isn't using any spells. Never mind, let's have Brenna walk up and say hi. Yeah, this is going to play out very similarly. The scouts are going to get in our way. That being said, again, perhaps we will try to leave them alive. As long as they don't get in our way too much and prevent us from... We really just need Brenna at the Spellweaver. She's our main source of DPS at this point. Alaron's just too far away. So Beckon's tied up. Alaron seems not to be tied up, which is good. He'll be able to move closer. Spellweaver passes their turn, and that's probably the end of the fight. Because at this point... Oh, and the one fighting Beckon decided to run away for some reason. Rita's tied up, but she's not really our damage dealer, so we don't care. Let's see if Alaron can even deal damage to these weavers. Yeah. About what you'd expect. It's a little bit disappointing. The Spellweavers look so threatening. I guess they aren't the ones that cast Starlight. Now he's casting Clumsiness for some reason, which I think is kind of like the weakness spell except for Dexterity. So losing the Dexterity does hurt. Don't get me wrong, because now they're hasted and we're Dex hexed. It's going to give them a lot of turns in a row, that's for sure. Oh, shoot! There it is. So these ones don't cast Starlight Web, they cast Bone of Walls, which means we really should have had Rita throw up Verse Necromancy. I think we can still get out of this, though. Let's have Alaron chuck a spear. Hopefully it'll be enough. Okay. One more spear ought to do it, although there is the possibility that Alaron gets trapped. So we're going to have Beckon move in. As long as we have two targets, both of them can't get surrounded by bones at the same time, right? Must be a different one that casts out, like the upgrade Spellweaver. Scout flees. He takes 2 pot shots and then decides to run away. He's like, nah, you know what, this isn't worth it. And why is Alaron missing so much HP? Holy crap. When did that happen? Oh my goodness, did we just die? Oh my goodness. How much of that do we have to redo? Well, crap. Let's take stock. I was so focused on the Spellweaver that I totally forgot the fact that we're mortal. Oh my goodness. Hang on. I'll be back. We just... Okay. We're back from basically catching up with all the stuff we did just before that battle. So embarrassing. So focused on Bone of Walls that I didn't realize that Alaron was in mortal danger. I think we found the... Yeah, here it is. Okay, so we had to do the Gorgon fight again. Everything else was pretty much exactly the same. We got one less spice from the Spellweaver when he was defeated, but we also didn't cast Fireball on him because of the way the battle was flowing. So, net loss of 0 there. However, sadly, a tear shed. The Gorgons didn't drop the Enchanted Blade, so as much as I was complaining about us not going to use it, it also means we can't sell it. So, we're a bit poor now, but altogether shouldn't really affect the game too much. First death. Not too bad, really. Could have died a couple other times earlier, but we managed to avoid it. Just gotta make sure Alaron isn't gonna die. Anyway, round 2 of this really shouldn't be any different from the previous Spellweaver battle. We're just gonna gang up on the Spellweaver. If we can. Might not get the option. Alaron can't even, doesn't even look like he can throw his javelin from this angle. It's probably not even worth it to cast Fireball simply on... by virtue of, Spellweaver having cast Mirror on himself. Man, dropping the clumsiness already. It's like really the double whammy of them hasting themselves and then casting clumsiness on your guys. Really lets them run away with the fight. Plus the scouts are super annoying, tying up the party's movement. Well-designed enemies, really, to be honest. The scouts, not their threat not being the damage they can deal, but them hasting and then getting in your way. I think that's really neat. You know, it turns the game on its, well, not on its head, but it provides an alternate threat instead of just having an enemy's numbers be threatening. It's not like, oh, they deal more damage. That makes them more threatening. It's this alternate threat condition. Looks like we're gonna be fine, though. Oh, come on. Yeah, in spite of having clumsiness cast on us, we got a bunch of turns in a row. Which surprises me. Spellweaver decides to take 2 turns to walk over to Beckett and smack him with his scythe. Seems like now would be the time to cast Wall of Bones, but whatever. We'll take what we can get. Alaron didn't die. Memes. Alright. Let's get Allie's dex. 21 there. It's not worth the 4,000. Shield at 5, so warrior at 6 will be the next goal for Beacon. Thief is going to take a little while. Oh, do we finally have enough? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Finally, level 6 alchemy for Rita. Alchemy is expensive. It's probably because it's considered... I think it's considered on par with the 3 main schools, Wizard, Thief, and Warrior. I think alchemy is kind of thrown in with that as far as the EXP scaling goes. What am I doing? I want to see what else she can make now. It's probably also because the alchemy potions are kind of broken. Well, we didn't get anything. Oh, no. We can make stamina potions now. 2 herbs. That's hilarious to me. Stamina potions, again, we've talked about it. Late game, the stamina potions are probably better than curing potions. Or at least... Gosh darn it. How many times are we going to do that? 1 spice. 2 gemstones. What a waste. Anyway, that should get our store of regents down. Yeah, 56 and 55. 6 stock. 10 curing, 7 stamina, we're good. A 100 gold. What? Game? What do you think 100 gold means to us right now? I'll give you a hint. It's somewhere between Jack and Squat. Can't go up this hill. Kind of want to go back and just make sure we didn't miss anything off the path. I don't think we did, but... It seemed like there were more farms to look at over here. So we have one path that goes this way. And the farmer's house was over here, right? It's probably going to spawn in. Any moment now. Any moment. Come on, farmer house, where are you? There it is. Okay. So we got our bearings. Oh, a bandit. Been a little while. Dire wolf. Okay. Okay. 3 dire wolves. It's not going to be pretty if that bandit casts Spirit Shield on them. Ugh, naming spells are so bad. I really feel like they are. They're all the status effect spells, which can be good, but only in certain situations. Beacon can probably go toe-to-toe with a single direwolf. Especially with that Chaos Shield. Yeah, here it comes. Here's the Spirit Shield. Frustrating. It's gonna make the fight a little trickier. Okay, that wolf decided to ignore Brenna. I guess that's fine. We're gonna riposte with an air shield of our own. Since this fight is probably gonna drag out a little bit, Rita will probably need to heal. Much better. Maybe Rita won't need to heal. The damage of the bandit boss is kind of already done. It's just putting up that shield was the threat. So maybe we just have... I was going to have Brenna go after the boss, but maybe we just have Brenna go after the wolves instead. So if we can knock the wolves out, the boss is no big deal. Beckon's chipping away there. He's doing a lot better than I thought he was going to. Better than Alaron. It is funny though, when Brenna stabbing the enemy right in the face deals 15, and Beckon with his backstab bonus is also dealing 15. Brenna really is the ringleader right now. Which is such a far cry from where she started out. Worthless. To be fair, I don't think Beckon has an amazing axe right now. Might as well play it safe. Fight's over now. It was probably already over a couple turns ago, but things aren't going to spiral out of hand. It almost feels like Air Shield is a bad spell. Like Air Shield, Spirit Shield, the spells in general are kind of... they throw off the balance of the game quite a bit. I'm okay with the enemy using them, but allowing the player to have access to them, suddenly those dire wolves were just dealing no damage. I know I shouldn't complain, but it's what's keeping us alive, but... kind of turns the win condition away from dying, although haha, we died for the first time by losing HP today, but it turns the win condition away from, or the lose condition away from dying so much as losing through other means. So the only threatening enemies are the ones, as long as you're paying attention, again, I know we died today, as long as you're paying attention to your HP, really the only threatening enemies are the ones with the insta-kill spells, or the insta-take you out of combat spells. So I guess that bandit was just waiting there. This seems to be the other side of the path. Oh, spirit. Hey, buddy. Brother, are you the spirit? Come closer. Who sends you? No one sends me. You on this plane, draw another. This is the imbalance. Join, or Rabasat turns this all. Wins this all. Join. Turns or wins? Rabasat? Look for me. So we could try to join with him. Oh, one moment. Alright. Now we could try to actually join with the spirit here. I won't bother doing it. It's kind of a waste of time. You enter into combat with him where the closer you get to him, the more damage he deals to you. It's not even that he's dealing damage. It's more just that the party takes damage. And you'll either die or you'll just have to run because you can't join with the spirit. You can't get close enough. Greetings, good lady. May I ask you something? Good day, squire. Thank you for returning. We all feel so much safer when you're around. What is the word on the streets of Talawalk? Some say the shops are a good bargain right now. I hope for your sake this is true. Thank you, random lady in a very small house. She's not wrong, though. You can get some pretty good deals at Talawalk, especially on spell regions. Here, movement. Oh, looks like a rat. Yeah, these fights are a little questionable. Did the game really need rats this far out of Grandia? Somebody thought so. Okay, just for the sake of making sure we have all of our tracks covered, I'm going to just walk, make sure, yeah. This was the part of the path that we had gotten on earlier. Does it run in a circle? I'm a little confused, really. No, it doesn't. We travel along the beach there. So the path continues on that way. Oh, I see the gates of Talawalk. So that's our final destination. Let's make sure we aren't missing anything on the farms. Oh, I guess we could get there without the path. It does seem like the creatures of chaos as well as the spirit are getting quite close to civilization, having no real qualms about traveling around in the sight of the common folk. What is this whole area? Bandits. Quite a few wolves, followed up by what may be bandit bosses? A group of bandit bosses aren't too bad. They're more threatening when they're paired with the dire wolves, because the dire wolves can actually hit. Plus the shield from the boss makes them pretty annoying. The bandit bosses spends too much time faffing around by casting tap stamina. So the fight doesn't really even begin until they show up. Perhaps we'll get lucky and some of them will flee. I don't even think it's worth it to move Brenna over, or Rita over rather. Yep, 3 bandit bosses. We'll get peppered with tap stamina as we move closer to them, but they can't actually kill us with it, so... Or they shouldn't, anyway. They've decided to use their arrows, which are even less effective. Oh, those are just woodsmen's. They have the same portrait, so it's difficult to tell the difference. That would explain all the arrows. The woodsmans are taking quite a few turns. Seems like the boss hasn't come back around. His turn has to be coming up soon. Not like he's going to do anything important. Yeah, there it comes. Woodsman swaps weapons far too late. We've been fighting bandit boss. Yeah, bandit boss fleas. We've been fighting the bandit bosses since our trip to Araman, so they're no new threat. Seems to have been guarding some kind of chest. Slightly dangerous trap. Trap disarmed. 100 gold. Pointless. Ah, pointless. This seems to just be a small forest on the outskirts of Talawalk, although there's many paths. The wolves seem like a waste of time. I know. I feel like we've said that like 36,000 times today, but really the enemies, by and large, that they've been throwing at us just don't do much else other than slow us down. In fact, in this fight, I'm even going to have Brenna run away from the enemies in anticipation of intercepting the wolves that will come in later. This will be a rather dull fight. I don't really remember much of what is over here in the area of the forest that we're in. Certainly it doesn't seem to contain any threatening creatures other than rather insignificant wolves and bandits. A little frustratingly, Alaron isn't going to be able to take his turn here, unless somehow Beacon deals like 70 damage to this wolf. Just skip his turn. Reinforcements flee. That's what we want. I suppose this battle had impact. All of 1 HP damage to Brenna. And hopefully that'll send the message strong enough that the others try and leave. Good. Never ceases to amaze me how much EXP a pack of wolves grant you. 5,400, which was on par with the bandit boss that we... not the bandit boss. Like the ogre boss that we fought, I think gave us around that much. I guess numbers just add up. Direwolf decides to walk past Rita. These appear to just be bandits. Like regular, generic bandits, with the possibility of 3 bosses or 3 woodsmen popping into the fight later. I didn't catch the name. Human bandit. As opposed to what? An inhuman bandit? Anyway, things really won't get spicy until the bosses show up, and there's still the chance that they're just woodsmen anyway. Spirit wolves, or sorry, not spirit wolves, dire wolves are posing about the amount of threat that regular wolves pose to us at the beginning of the game, so not much. And it really won't be until we find the spirit wolves that we have any trouble with them. Any real trouble, I should say. Lovely sound. Woodsmen's. Or should I say woodsmen? They'll annoyingly keep their distance, so we'll have to walk up to them, or hope that killing these ones makes them run away. No. It's not what we want. Damage. Brett is really the only one who could die here, and even then, if we really wanted to make sure she wouldn't die, we just have her drink a potion. Probably could have even get away with just using healing. I know. The fight's already over, I don't need to be analyzing it like this, but I can't help it. So I guess this forest in Talawak really is just kind of a bandit forest. I haven't really found anything useful over here. Perhaps it's a location for players who didn't go out and explore to fight weaker enemies to level up. I guess you would kind of be stuck if maybe you breezed through the goblin camp, maybe went straight for Killarak, but didn't really fight any other goblins. Perhaps then you would get stuck. I don't know. Dexterity is still going to take a little while. Rana is ready for level 6 thievery. I take it back. I think Thief is cheaper than Alchemist. Alchemy is just expensive. The illustrious leather cloak, which we have no use for. I guess there's been treasure chests over here, but they all just have gold, right? Maybe this one will have something different. Oh, items? Nothing useful. Well, that one had 200 gold, so progress. As we all know, 200 is better than 100. One last bandit. And these are just tiny wolves. Yeah, this is just... Let's just fireball this. I don't want to deal with this. What? What? We're a level 8 wizard, effectively, right? How did that... You are kidding me. Why do we even learn magic in this game? I'm gonna blame it on the setting sun. You know what? Let's have Alaron run over and nuke the ones that are coming in to fight. Assuming they don't resist again. What gives us a chance to bypass resistance? It's our intelligence, I believe. So perhaps we need more intelligence. You have to invest so much to make magic work in this game. All these wolves are living with barely any HP. Maybe wolves just have high willpower. We'll see if the bandits resist this any easier, more easily. No, it doesn't seem like it. The damage also feels really variable. Like sometimes we'll cast Fireball and it'll deal 60, other times like now it just deals 25. Ah, in spite of taking that damage, they're gonna go ahead and keep fighting. We commend your stupidity. Did that guy just swamp? What did he do? He just stood there. What? What is this? Finally, just 61 damage. To the greatest degree of overkill. Okay. I suppose that clears out this area, which lends us really only wanting to go to Talawalk at this point through the gates. Oh no, is there another path? I don't think we took this one, guys. Maybe we'll get lucky and there won't be a It won't be abandoned in this one. Just kidding. Seems like woodsmen's and humans. The subtitle human, or subtitle's the wrong word. Wait, what? Did Fireball just glitch out? I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like we cast it and then just nothing happened. Maybe Alaron failed to cast the spell. His HP is a little low. He might not have the stamina for it. At this point, I think we can, unless we find something amazing at the end of this pathway that we're on, after we get out of this fight, I think we can definitively say that there's been no real reason to come this way. I don't think we've found anything that made this worthwhile. Oh, okay, there is a chest. No. None of this was worth our time. Let's just go to Talawalk. Or at least to the gates. Bandits, we're really close to these farms, though. We made it. Let's check the map. We are indeed at Talawalk. I think that's where we're going to pause for the day. Probably about 20 hours in now. Yep. A minute 20 shy. So, we did manage to travel all the way from the halfway point of Araman to Guernia, trained up Beacon, made our way to Talawalk, we found a hat, fancy hat for Alaron. Enchanted Blade, even though we lost it, wasn't really even useful. Nothing else really changed. What's Giant Axe? 28, 30, and 6. Do we want to give this to this guy? Strength at 28, 30, and 6. You really do lose a lot of accuracy by using the Giant Axe. Plus he'd need 3 more points in strength, which isn't undoable. Wait, he has no boots. What? Why does he have no boots? Put those boots on. You crazy man. Yeah, otherwise I think we're good. Alright, well, thank you for watching. When we pick up next time, we will finally enter the gates of Talawalk, go talk to Ardra, and see what troubles we can get into. Otherwise, hope you have a great day. Take care.